Alright, we're getting underway with Red Dead Redemption 2, a game that I have been looking forward to playing for a long time. We're just going to calibrate some settings before we jump into any gameplay here. You should be able to individually distinguish all the segments in the bar below the logo. And the Rockstar logo itself should be visible. Well, when I started off, it was a little bit dark, so that's the high end. We want to go down a little bit to where it's visible, but almost kind of barely. I'm gonna have it sit right about there. We'll start off with that, see how it goes. By 1899, the age of outlaws and gunslingers was at an end. America was becoming a land of laws. So this is much past the events of Red Dead Redemption and John Marston. So any characters that might cross over will be much older. Even the West had mostly been tamed. No longer the Wild West. A few gangs still roamed, but they were being hunted down and destroyed.
Abigail says he's dying, Dutch. We'll have to stop someplace.
Okay. Arthur's out looking. I sent him up ahead.
If we don't stop soon, we'll all be dying. This weather, it's May. I'm just hoping the law got as lost as we did.
There. Arthur! Any luck?
I found a place where we can get some shelter. Let Davy rest while he... You know. An old mining town. abandoned. It ain't far. Come on. Come on! Yeah!
I know what it's like to have crappy weather in May. It's called Toronto now. So that's going to be us. We control this Arthur character. And obviously we are a part of this group, this gang. Chapter 1, Coulter. Dutch was from the original Red Dead Redemption, if I'm not mistaken.
Bring him in here!
So we scouted some shelter, and we're gonna take refuge here. Out of the snowstorm.
Miss Gaskell, get that fire lit, quick. Miss Jones, bring in whatever blankets we have. Mr. Pearson, see what we've got in terms of food.
Davy's dead.
There was nothing more you could have done.
What are we gonna do? We need supplies.
Well, first of all, you're gonna stay here, and you were gonna get yourself warm. Now, I sent John and Micah scouting out ahead. Arthur and I, we're gonna ride out, see if we can find one of them. And this, just for a short bit. And I don't see what other choice we have. Listen. Listen to me, all of you, for a moment. Now, we've had, well, a bad couple of days. I loved Davy, Jenny, Sean, Mac. They may be okay. We don't know. But we lost some folks. Now, if I could throw myself in the ground in their stead, I'd do it gladly. But we're gonna ride out and we're gonna find some food. Everybody, we're safe now. There ain't nobody following us through a storm like this one. And by the time they get here, well, we're gonna be long gone. We've been through worse than this before. Mr. Pearson, Miss Grimshaw, I need you to turn this place into a camp. We may be here for a few days. Now, all of you, get yourselves warm. Stay strong. Stay with me. We ain't done yet. Come on, Arthur.
All right. We've got some work to do.
We ain't run into them yet, so they both must have headed down the hill. Sure. Hey, I ain't had time to ask. What really went down back there on that boat? We missed you. That's what happened. Come on. Oh. Hey, you need horses? Oh, yeah. Hey, Mr. Smith, get yourself indoors. You need to rest that hand. I'll live. Get indoors, son. We need you strong. Okay. All right, let's head out. Ain't sure what we're gonna find out here, Dutch. We have to try. Stay close. We'll do our best to stick to the trail. This goddamn weather. Been 2 days or more like this now. Oh, it has to blow over soon.
Pretty standard horseback riding controls, pretty similar to what we saw in Red Dead 1. It's been a while since I played that, but I remember it was pretty similar.
Can't believe we lost Davy too. He's the last one, Arthur. No more. We need to get those people warm and fed.
At least we don't need to worry about Pinkertons tailing us in this.
A couple more days, we'll be on the other side. You need to help me pick the others back up. You're the only one I can rely on to stay strong right now.
We got fire and shelter. That's a start. So, do you think it was a trap in Blackwater?
That many men? Oh, they knew we were coming. There was money on that boat, all right. Lots of it. I stashed what we took with all our money in town right before we fled. Hey, I think I see something up the path.
So that was pretty cool. I had the ability to hold L2 there, and it brought up different conversation options that I could choose in, to find out more information, kind of to just have a conversation with the person that I'm riding with, in this case, Dutch. So obviously we found out that this gang that we are a part of is losing members rather rapidly, or so it seems. They've had mention of being trailed by this group called the Pinkertons. He said, at least we don't have to worry about them coming after us right now. And then they've made mention about this boat. So obviously there was some sort of a robbery attempt on the boat that we, Arthur, we did not take part in. But our gang did, and it doesn't sound like it went particularly well. Now we're going to try and regroup with some others who kind of strayed off from our main posse, and hope that we can stay strong.
You up ahead. Who's there? Micah.
Gentlemen,
Found anything?
I think so. Found a little homestead down that way.
Okay. Anyone home?
Sure. Place is blazing with light and noise. Sounded like a party.
Let's go see.
Follow me. How's Davy doing?
He didn't make it. Nor did little Jenny.
That's too bad. Davy was a real fighter. Both of them calendar boys is, or was.
Yeah,
And Mac, Sean,
we don't know.
quite a business.
I'm glad you're all right, Micah.
Always!
Ask him if he's seen John.
Hey, have you seen John, Micah?
Didn't see much of anything once this storm came in.
He hasn't seen him.
He'll be fine. Things always turn out right for that boy.
I hope Mac and Sean are still out there somewhere, too. Move up, Arthur. I'll cover the rear.
Passing you.
Okay, go. Whoa.
You run into anybody else?
I reckon we're the only ones crazy enough to be out in this, Morgan.
Yeah, well, don't talk to me about crazy.
Oh, so no, glad you're all right. I was worried, Micah. Look, it's all gonna work out, Morgan. We lost a few folks, but that's just how it goes sometimes.
Well, I'm glad you're feeling so good about it.
Where are all the others?
Old mining camp, back up the hill. Ain't much, but shelter. So, this house, you speak to the people there already?
No, like Dutch told us. Look, but don't talk to no one. Just following orders, you know me.
Right. How much further?
Not far.
What does that mean?
Not far.
Thanks.
Oh, goddamn, this snow gets right to the bone.
I'm liking the effects in the snow already with the horseback riding. The horse actually makes
Let's keep it down now, gentlemen.
marks in the snow based on where it goes.
Snuff and stash
Tracks.
those lanterns, boys. Best you two lie low on this. Okay, let's head down there. Let's hitch up here. Let me handle this. We don't want to spook these fine people.
Sounds like quite the party.
You two, get yourself out of sight. One lonely man is a lot less intimidating than 3 nasty-looking degenerates. Micah, hide behind that wagon. Arthur, you take that old shed on the left, and stay low, both of them. Hello?
Shut up, Billy.
Excuse me? Hello? Oh, well, hello, friend.
What you want?
I am very sorry to disturb you. My friends and I, well, we got into some trouble up the way, lost in the storm. Gentlemen.
We can't help you, mister.
I got folks
Arthur.
dying on the trail.
Arthur, we got a problem. Folks. There's a corpse right here.
Now, I just
Arthur,
need some
there's a
cans
body
of food
in the
or
wagon.
something.
I hear you. Just
Gentlemen,
keep your eyes on Dutch.
please.
I think you should go.
Alright, so these are obviously bad people and we gotta take them out. So this is our weapon wheel. Not unlike anything that we've seen before, a la Grand Theft Auto. Time to kill some people. Cowboy killing time.
Now, friend, I...
Over there! More of them! It's an ambush!
There's another one shooting from the window.
Ready for you! You got any gold teeth there, Lord? You sons of bitches! We've got a runner! See him, Arthur?
So it's definitely going to take a while to get used to the controls. It's been a while since I've touched a Rockstar game. It's what that random jump was. So we got the strike, and then we got to find our way, or make our way rather, back to Dutch. Crikey. Hopefully any of the corpses that they have don't belong to any of our friends. I have a feeling this game is going to be tough because we're going to fall in love with a gang, more or less.
Going too well.
Goddamn O'Driscoll boys here! Why?
I don't know. Maybe same reason as us.
Micah, go bring the horses closer to the house. Arthur, let's go search the cabin.
We're going to sympathize with this gang, but obviously as a gang, we're going to also have to do some pretty vicious things, I imagine. So it's going to be an interesting emotional relationship that we build with this group.
Arthur, get in here!
Smells like a party in here.
Turn the place upside down. Grab as many supplies as you can. We need the essentials. Food, medicine, whiskey.
Alright, so we have to find some supplies.
It's a strange one, all right. Maybe they're hiding up here, too. There's a big price on Colm O'Driscoll's head. Nearly as big as the one on yours.
Wanting Colm dead is about the only thing me and Uncle Sam agree on.
Oh, I'm starving.
You should eat something now. Get your strength up for the ride back.
You should eat something now to get ready for the ride back. Your health drains over time. From my understanding,
Place is dry,
we have to...
warm. We could maybe move the women and Jack down here.
Maybe. We'll see how they are when we get back. I don't really want us to split up.
From my understanding, we have to monitor our food, our water, stuff like that, and I guess it's a whole part of the bigger picture of our health. So as you can see, we were collecting some food here on the counter: canned fruit, canned vegetables, assorted biscuits. We are to loot this cabin and try and find things. So this is our satchel. This is, I guess, where all of our collectibles and whatnot will present. We can sort by recent, provisions, tonics, ingredients, materials, kit, valuables, and documents. So definitely different kind of collectibles and different importance to each of the collectibles for sure. It looks like we're going to be able to craft things and stuff like that as well. But for now, we have to try and get some of our health core going here. So canned peaches slightly restores health care and moderately restores stamina. Sorry, health core and stamina core. Whereas the baked beans moderately restores the health core and stamina core. So the difference there is the canned peaches it slightly restores, the baked beans are moderately restores. So different values on that health core, which is that little beating heart on the right side of the screen just above our GPS map. So I guess food and water is going to be it's all incumbent behind that, you know, kind of monitor there. So, and then we have assorted biscuits, 4 of them. Let's just do the assorted biscuits for now. I don't think we're going to need a whole lot more than that.
I'm going to start packing the horses. You keep looking.
Different items have different effects. Eating food will refill your health core. Better quality food will refill more core. So we have to rejoin Dutch once we're done looting this cabin here. We have some canned sweet corn. Nothing wrong with that. They knew who these people were that we killed, so they must have been another family or another gang of some sort. And they were up here hiding in the mountains, which was a surprise to our gang. Damn. So we have an opened health cure. Opened health cure. So basically medicine. So that's alright. We can close up shop here. So we're really gonna have to scour the place because we can open cabinets and everything else. What do we have here? $1.02. That's what I'm talking about. So obviously we're gonna be able to pay for things, likely at shops and whatnot. We have something else here. A gold pendant necklace. Okay, so that's a little bit different. The medicine falls under tonics. So that gold necklace rather is considered a valuable. So a valuable gold pendant necklace can be sold. Okay, so we can sell things and that can be another source of income for us. Sorry, still kind of fiddling around with the controls a little bit. Still new, it'll take a bit of time. He mentioned collecting whiskey. We've got our food. We got some medicine.
Still looking, Dutch.
Oh, that's cool. Dutch called in and I had to hold L2 and select answer in order to do that. A little bit more interactivity in terms of talking to people than what we saw in the first Red Dead. A little bit more freedom, which is always nice. I do not see a whole lot more. There's a ladder here, though. Can probably go up. So we have some oat cakes. We have some revolver cartridges, which is essentially going to be ammunition. Whoa. Come on, Mr. Morgan. Oh, please, I'm coming. So hopefully I did okay in finding everything that I needed to find. I'll head back out now.
So let me finish searching the place.
Micah, Arthur, keep looking for stuff. Arthur, go see if there's anything in that barn. Micah, you search the cabin, see what we missed.
Sure.
Alright, so our next goal is to head over to the barn and see if we can't loot things. So hold down to view your current objective again. So radar expanded, regular. Okay, so we can kind of zoom out our GPS so we can see more of the surrounding area. Good to know. Or we can turn it into a straight up compass. There we go, investigate the barn. There's a couple other buildings on the property, but they just look like sheds and kind of outhouses. Nothing important.
Bastard shot my cousin! Well, he started it! I'm gonna break your neck!
What's going on?
This guy just jumped me!
Oh, did he now?
Sneaky little bastard. Should I kill him?
No. Not yet. Find out what they're doing here and where Colm is.
Oh, this son of a bitch will talk. Where's Colm O'Driscoll?
With the others. At an old mining camp southwest of here. near the lake.
What are you bastards doing? Why are you up here?
We're fixing to rob some train. Gonna blow the tracks. I don't know more than that, I swear.
Well, I would say it looks like you have this, Arthur. Do what you want with him. I don't care. But bring that horse when you're done. Oh.
I don't know anything else. Please. Please.
So again, a few more cool little things. I had the option to beat or question that man throughout the interrogation, which was kind of cool. We got to see our first hand-to-hand combat, which is always an integral part of these Rockstar stories, which is pretty cool. I mean, the realism level, like what I talked about before with the weather effects outside in the snow. Now we're calming a horse down. Like, a lot is thought out here. It's pretty cool. Liking what I see so far.
Get easy there. Yeah, good boy.
Continuing to bond with your horse increases its trust in you and improves its attributes. So that's a very similar system to what I saw in a game I recently played in Breath of the Wild.
Good. That looks like a decent horse. You should keep him. Tie him up over there, Arthur.
So we got ourselves a new horsey.
Oh, Driscoll, bitch! Oh, look what I found in the cellar! Wild thing, ain't ya?
Leave her alone!
I wasn't doing nothing. She's one of them O'Driscolls.
No, she ain't, Michael. Look at her. Miss, are you...
Oh, you fool! Michael!
Miss, now, it is gonna be okay. We mean you no harm. Miss, come on. It'll be okay. We need to get out of here, and quick. Come on now. Oh. You okay, miss?
They came 3 days ago. And my husband, they...
Okay. Miss, you are safe now. And you can't stay here. You come with us. Arthur!
Miss, it's okay. We're bad men. We ain't them. It's okay. Get on. We'll keep you safe until you figure out what you want to do.
What's your name, miss? Miss?
Adler.
Adler.
Sadie Adler. Mrs. He was my husband.
Hey! Somebody's coming! Looks like it's Dutch. Hey, everybody, Dutch is back!
How'd you get on?
Micah found a homestead, but he weren't the first. Colm O'Driscoll and his scum, they beat us to it. We found some of them there, but there is more about, apparently. Scouting the train. Thank you.
That's the last thing we need right now, Dutch.
Well, it is what it is. But we found some supplies, some blankets, a little bit of food, and this poor soul, Mrs. Adler, Miss Tilly, Miss Karen, would you warm her up? Give her a drink or something?
And Mrs. Adler, it's gonna be okay. You're safe now. They turned her into a widow. Animals. I need some rest. I haven't slept in 3 days.
You're over here. Miss O'Shea will show you the way. Mr. Morgan, we put you in a room over here.
Thank you, Miss Grimshaw.
Mr. Bell, you're with the fellas over there.
What? How come Arthur gets a room and I get a bunk bed next to Bill Williamson and a bunch of darkies?
Get yourself to bed.
He ain't been seen in
Enter,
days.
pursued by a memory.
He's strong, and he's smart.
Strong, at least. Hello, Arthur.
Abigail?
Arthur, how you doing?
Just fine, Abigail. And you?
I need you to... I'm sorry to ask, but...
It's little John. He's got himself caught into a scrape again.
He ain't been seen in two days.
Your John will be fine. I mean, he may be as dumb as rocks and as dull as rusted iron, but that ain't changing because he got caught in some snowstorm.
Please go take a look. Javier?
Yes.
Javier, will you ride out with Arthur to take a look for John? You're the two best fit men we've got.
Now?
We're pretty worried about him.
I know. The situation were reversed, and he looked for me.
Thank you.
This way. Last I know, John was headed up the river.
For all we know, he kept riding north and never looked back.
He wouldn't leave. Not like that.
Wouldn't be the first time.
So we learned a little bit about that other gang, the O'Driscolls.
Hey, I see some smoke.
I believe that they were called, but apparently we're not quite as bad as they are. It's funny because when we brought in Mrs. Adler, the woman that we found in the cellar of that homestead, Arthur was like, "Don't worry, we're bad men, but we're not as bad as those men." It's kind of ironic, you know, she's still being taken in by another gang, so she really hasn't moved up in the world all that much. But again, you know, I think the game is going to make us forget sometimes that we are actually bad people inherently.
Come on, let's take a look.
Let's hope it ain't more of O'Driscoll's boys.
Well, seems somebody left. Recently. And that way.
Sure, well, come on then.
There's
Colm
some tracks
O'Driscoll
leading to the river.
is supposedly the leader of their gang.
Let's cross. See, they continue up that way.
I'm not too concerned with them right now, though. We're looking for
You think it's
another...
John?
You tell me. These are horse tracks for sure, but could be anyone. Let's just see where they lead.
So,
Another member, I believe, of
You
our
were
gang.
there, Javier. What really happened on that boat?
We had the money, it seemed fine. Then suddenly they were everywhere.
Bounty hunters?
No, Pinkertons. It was crazy. Raining bullets. Watch out for this crevice. Dutch killed a girl in a bad way. But it was a bad situation.
That ain't like him, though.
Tracks go left.
So the cool
Down
thing is that this game can be played entirely in first-person
Davey
view
got
as
shot.
well.
Mac and John, both shot too. Sean, we don't even know. I'm surprised we escaped at all. By the time you boys showed up from the other side of town, we were only just holding on.
Bad business, all right. Damn snow's coming in hard again.
We'll lose these tracks if we don't move fast. Watch yourself. It's not very wide here.
Come on, boy. Horses are struggling.
Yeah, a lot of fresh snow here.
I don't know about this, Javier. I mean, we can't follow nothing.
Let's push on a little bit. Maybe we'll pick up the trail again.
Almost there, boy. Come on now.
Hey, look! Over there! You see that? Tranquili, John was riding that horse when we left Blackwater. Let's see if he can hear us. Come on! Up there! I can see the tracks here, Arthur!
This ain't good.
The tracks lead this way, Arthur!
Oh Christ, so this John character, that's
What's
his
wrong?
horse, but it's all
Is
de-gutted
there a
and
problem with the
everything.
horse? Hey, stay on these tracks, come on! Yeah!
So they just did a small tutorial with the camera angles, switching camera views using cinematic view, which is
I don't think we can go
always
much
been a part of
further in the
GTA.
horses. Have to walk from here. I'd grab that shotgun.
See, I knew we had to walk.
Who knows what's up ahead? You getting that gun then? Come on.
So yeah, I was just messing around with the cinematic camera and the different camera angles on the horse there. I apologize if it was a little bit jumping around. I like using the cinematic view sometimes. I've used it occasionally in GTA just to offer a different perspective, especially if you're just riding around.
You sure about this?
It's coming from this way.
Okay.
Watch out here. Nieta, that we're high up here.
You're telling me.
Help me!
Drops down here. Watch yourself. It's slippery, be careful.
Alright, so we have a stamina bar, much like the health bar that we have, and it works in the same manner based on things like sprinting, climbing. Those activities will deplete it.
Okay from here.
Watch your step. This is real slippery.
Stay close to the wall. Up here. Come on. Gap here. That sounds closer now. Come on. We're coming, John!
Damn, it's cold.
How you doing?
I'm miserable. Been a tough few days.
I know. Here. Take a drink of that.
Thanks.
I'm not designed for this snow. Let's keep moving then. Come on.
So after taking that swig of alcohol, my stamina core is no longer empty. It says continue to drink and eat to restore your cores.
Quick as you can, come on.
Marston!
Come here! Out on the left! That's John!
No way. I had a feeling it was gonna be John frigging Marston. We know a little bit about John Marston.
Right.
No way.
Back down, Marston!
No freaking way. I was gonna say, oh what? Marston. I was gonna joke and say, oh they're gonna call, ha ha ha, Marston. It's John Marston. And then he goes, Marston.
Arthur, come on.
That's quite a scratch you got there.
Never thought I'd say this, but it's good to see you, Arthur Morgan.
You don't look so good.
I don't feel too good, neither. I'm freezing.
Don't die just yet, cowboy.
Come on, compadre. Well,
So that's pretty
can't go back the
interesting.
way we came. Let's try this way.
Ain't you a sorry sight?
Can't argue with you there.
See? I told Dutch you weren't the right man for this.
I'm sure you did.
You all right?
I think so.
Come on. Hopefully this will lead us out. You see that on the ridge?
You head for the horses. I'll keep John's friends off until you're clear.
All right, John, come on. Let's get you on that horse. We're getting you out of here.
Nice and easy.
Run him off us, Arthur.
Okay. And I am already dead for the first time. That doesn't feel too good. Those damn wolves called me. So they wanted me to call the wolves towards me, but then I saw that it said aim your weapon with R2, press that. That fired a shot at one of them, and it was all downhill from there. Obviously, there's a much more strategic way to do this for sure. Now, I don't think this is like the John Marston. It can't be the John Marston that we played with in Red Dead Redemption, which can only mean one thing. This is John Marston's son, John Marston Jr., and that is quite interesting. We know that John Marston was a good guy from playing through with him in the original Red Dead Redemption. Don't ask me too much about the Red Dead Redemption story. Played this a few years ago. A little bit foggy on it, can't remember, but I know jumping into this title that you don't really need to know a whole lot about the story. But again, it's very cool to be introduced to familiar characters this early on. Dutch is not that familiar. I mean, he did have a role in the first Red Dead Redemption. His existence was known. But it's cool because we get a whole new, fresh slate of characters in the same universe as Red Dead Redemption. But we're not tied down to specific stories that played out in the first game. So, again, I really like the way that the story is unfolding so far. So we'll retry that one more time and hopefully not get our asses kicked by a bunch of wolves.
You head for the horses. I'll keep John's friends off until you're clear.
All right, John, come on. Let's get you on that horse.
Here! Right here! Okay. Over here! Stay there!
Good work, Arthur. Okay, let's get going before any more of these bastards show up. Come on then, let's get back to the others. Yeah.
I don't feel too good.
You'll be fine. It's just like a dog bite.
I knew a fella. Got bit by a dog. Died an hour later.
You ain't gonna die. Not yet. Up there? More of them!
Get the hell out of here! Get out!
Shoot, there's more on the right! More coming in on the left! Get the hell out of here!
Get out of here!
You see any more, Arthur?
Don't think so.
Jesus!
You still with us, Marston?
Just about.
You're gonna be okay. We have some shelter now.
Thanks for coming for me.
Of course. That bullet in Blackwater, now this. You had a hell of a time.
And Arthur always says, I'm lucky.
None of us are lucky right now. Should ride in the water for a bit. Try to lose the scent. Don't want to leave a trail right back to camp.
You know, we're gonna need to come up with a better story for that scar.
So, freezing, bleeding, starving, damn near getting eaten to death ain't good enough for you?
Nah, you can do better than that. One thing you ain't short on is fantasy. Yeah, come on. Let's push hard and get back.
See those buildings up ahead, John? That's where we camped. Nearly there. Someone help John down off this horse.
Can we get some help here? Can we get some help? We need some help here.
Come on, help him down.
You're alive! You're alive!
Here we go. There we go. Ay, careful, idiotas. It's his leg.
Come on, let's get you warm. Thank you both. This is a new low, even by your standards.
Thank you, Arthur. Thank
You got any other lost maidens need saving?
Not today.
Have you and Dutch talked about how we're gonna get out of this?
I was just discussing with Herr Strauss when the weather breaks. I suppose we'll have to keep heading east.
East? Into all that civilization?
I know. The west is where our problems are worse. Come on, Herr Strauss, let's get warm.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
And the plot
We've been
begins.
running for weeks. We found shelter and been resting here in some old abandoned mining town while we wait the thaw. Hardly the spring I had been hoping for.
So what now, Dutch?
So enter pursued that thing that came up. Enter pursued by a memory. That was a mission. So anytime that comes up in the bottom right hand corner, some sort of a title, that's going to be obviously the name of the mission. It's very similar to what we've seen throughout Rockstar games before. This is still very early on. We are only in Chapter 1 so far, so we've done Outlaws from the West, Half Frozen, Close to Death, and On the Run. The gang finds shelter in an old abandoned mining town. Dutch, Arthur, and Mika head out to look for supplies. Was completed. Enter Pursued by Memory. John hasn't returned from an earlier scouting trip. Arthur and Javier ride out into the snow to look for him. So we've able to regroup with Mika now, who was a scout that we sent out earlier. We found him. We found John Marston now, who interestingly enough we found out as part of our little posse. I find that very interesting, but I'm sure we'll find out more about our relationship with him to come. And sort of on the bigger scope of things, Chapter 1, after a failed robbery, the gang have fled from Blackwater into the Grizzly Mountains. I believe Blackwater was a key place in the first Red Dead Redemption game. But a late spring storm has left them half frozen and starving. They hole up in an abandoned mining town. That's where we are to lick their wounds and await a break in the weather. So this incident on the boat that they keep talking about, that we were not even a part of, that's obviously the failed robbery. Things kind of turned upside down. And again, I'm sure that that whole story will kind of unfold as we continue here. It does tell us our progress in different areas, story, compendium, which must be animals, ingredients, materials that you come across. I guess it all kind of keeps it there for you so you can look things up. Very common in these open world kind of games, like a collection, a tab more or less. There are challenges that can be completed, all of these screens are locked. And then there's a greater total completion here. Missions, we've done 2 of them. There's an unknown number, although I happen to know that this game is one hell of a long game from what I have heard. So we got our work cut out for us for sure. And then there's just different, challenges and whatnot that we can complete there. I'm just trying to go through things a little bit here. Okay, so player. When I open this tab in the pause menu, it's Arthur and horse. Under Arthur, it's going to tell us different current, I guess, attributes more or less of our current condition. So weight, perfect. Temperature, fair. Honor, there's an honor rating for us. Health, it'll tell us our health core remaining, the core time remaining, how much longer we'll stay alive. without eating and drinking. 79 minutes, I believe that is referring to real time. So we actually have to keep track of these things. We have to keep track of our weight. If we overeat, we will gain too much weight. You will dynamically grow a beard over time in this game. You have to be responsible for shaving. So, like, there's all of these things. You literally have to take care of yourself. There's like an ongoing joke online about how the only way you can play Red Dead Redemption 2 is if you essentially give up your entire life because of the amount of time that it requires. But it's just so many layers of realism. And it's cool because it lengthens the game without having to make it over long just by throwing as many missions as they can into it. They incorporate all these kind of survival aspects into it as well. And then our horse, it'll give us different, it's kind of an overview of our horse as well. So the overview, taking care of your horse will increase bonding, which in turn will increase its health, stamina, speed, and acceleration. So the attributes of the horse will go up the more that we are bonded with it. So physique, while most aspects of your horse's physique are fixed, its weight can change based on how you choose to feed it. So much like us, where we gain weight by eating in this game, our horse will gain weight and potentially be overweight if we feed it too much. Bonding, feeding, grooming, and riding your horse will increase your bonding level. Higher bonding levels will in turn increase your horse attributes and other statistics. As I mentioned, it's very much so like the horse attribute system that runs in The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, where you have to feed your horse, and the more that you ride your horse, kind of the more bonded with it you become. Health. Your horse's health attribute determines how much damage it can take, much like our own health core. Health can be impacted by conditions or improved through tack and bonding level. Stamina, very similar. Cleanliness, we have to clean our horse with regular grooming to prevent it from becoming dirty. If your horse becomes dirty, its health will be negatively affected. There's a mood of your horse. Riding your horse too hard or bringing it into contact with stressful situations such as combat or predators can lead to it becoming agitated. An agitated horse can throw its rider off. Interesting. We're good in terms of cleanliness and mood. We can purchase new saddles for it, which is pretty cool. We can purchase new stirrups for it, which is pretty cool. Both of those affect the horse's individual attributes and statistics. So we're going to need to not only monitor our own physical well-being, but we're going to have to monitor our horse's physical well-being. That is good to know. What else do we have here? We have obviously our map, and of course, I don't know if all versions of the game come with a little fold-up map. I assume they do, but my copy of the game came with an insert. It's like a little fold-up map, like a big version that you can use. I'm going to try and zoom out all the way here. So that's all of the way zoomed out. And you can see I can go down. Holy crap. All the way across. And all the way up. Oh my goodness. Wow, we have we have a lot of discovering to do, that is for sure.
When the storm breaks, we move. But we're safe here. Warm enough,
I guess.
you sound doubtful.
Not doubtful, just worried.
We have been shot at before, Jose. I don't feel that this is honestly anything new.
I hope not.
We had a bit of bad luck, but then the storm covered our tracks, so now we wait a bit, and we go back to Blackwater, and we get our money, and we get some more money, and we keep heading west.
But we're heading east.
For now. For now. We got this. We're safe. Stay strong.
So typical kind of things that we can do, like sit on benches. We can search through drawers and cabinets, much like we did in that little cabin that we came across. other characters are kind of dynamically interacting with each other, which is kind of cool. Tells us what time it is. If I just hit the bottom button, 6:10 a.m., 33 degrees Fahrenheit, so it lets us know kind of what area we're in. It looks like there too. We can take seats on different pieces of furniture here. Let's see if we can have a conversation. Doesn't look like it's possible here, but that's okay. Whoops. So we have to go to those gold markers on our map. They are like story objectives, things to do, different people. If I open my map here and kind of zoom in, Coulter. So this is Caravan Camp Coulter, an old mining town high up in the western grizzlies of Ambarino that has been abandoned since the harsh storms of 1884. So that's our current location. That's the player marker. That's the horse marker. Just trying to get a feel for what everything is. It's new, but it's not, because it's very similar to the way that Rockstar does things in general in most of their titles. So at least it's familiar. So we have to speak with Bill Williamson with, it looks like, a mission called Old Friends. And another mission with Mr. Pearson, another character in our gang, The Aftermath of Genesis. Pearson needs to speak with you. So 2 different missions that have kind of opened up here. And if we zoom out, some of this area has been kind of mapped out already for us. We've been in and amongst these areas. So we rode out here. This is the cabin that ended up getting burnt down by Mika, who was provoking that girl, Mrs. Adler, that we found. And I assume that these glaciers up here were the mountains that we were climbing to make our way up where we found John Marston. So I guess kind of wherever we travel, that area of the map is revealed to us. Again, exactly the same way that Red Dead Redemption was, exactly the same way that the Grand Theft Auto titles play out as well. So let's go have a quick chat with Bill Williamson. I assume this game autosaves. I'm gonna say that it autosaves. Hopefully that's the case. Doors open automatically in this game, which is hella cool if you ask me. It's easy at least.
Okay, boy. Let's go.
So much like we can access our own satchel, our horse kind of has an ability to carry cargo on it, and we can access that separately. So I think we can hold things separately in our horse cargo from our own personal satchel. Just more storage space. Can't complain about that. I'm a bit of a hoarder. It's putting it mildly. Alright, so it seems like Bill Williamson's
Oh, you boys, because I thought you liked action. Couple of days on the lam, and you lot have all turned yellow. Apart from you, of course.
Shut up, Micah.
I ain't never seen so many long faces. I guess folks miss them. That fell. But when I fall, I don't want no fuss.
When you fall, there'll be a party.
Party. Probably. That funny, huh? Sure. I don't feel like being laughed at by the likes of you two.
Stop it! Now! You fools punching each other when Como Driscoll's needing punching. Hard! You want to sit around waiting for him to come find us? All of you, we got work to do. Come on.
Are you sure about this, Dutch?
Yes.
Folks been through a lot recently. We hardly back on our feet yet.
And the last thing we need is to get bushwhacked by Como Driscoll. Let's go.
I know you hate him, Dutch.
He's here for us.
I doubt that.
No, you're just doubting me.
I would never doubt you, Dutch. You always said revenge is a luxury we can't afford.
This is the right call, Arthur. Take this. And this is about more than revenge for business long ago. They were talking about trains and detonators here. Colm always had good information. Come on.
And you think now is the right time to hit a train?
Now you might fancy living on deer piss and rabbit shit. I'm getting too old for that life. Mr. Matthews, Mr. Smith, Mr. Pearson, would you please look after the place? There are O'Driscolls about. Yeah!
Alright, so this mission is going to focus mainly on taking care of the O'Driscolls for the time being. We know a little bit about them. They were the gang that we came across that was in that cabin that had the corpses outside. We took care of them pretty easily, but we want to find them essentially before they find us. Also, so far in our gang, it seems that us and Dutch seem to be the most level-headed people. I've kind of been able to discern that. A lot of the other characters seem kind of out there.
Southwest, right, Arthur?
Yeah. He said follow the main trail southwest. They're camped near some lake.
Okay, let's go find these bastards before they find us and rob this store they're planning.
We also found out that they're planning on robbing a train, which can benefit us because we can kind of steal their plan from them. If we can take care of them, find out more about what they were planning on doing, we can maybe end up robbing this train and get ourselves a little bit better off. We're on the run. We need as much money as we can possibly get.
Quite a few of them. As far as I can tell, the only fools out here are us and them. They must be this way.
You good, Dutch?
Of course. Listen, I know you don't think much of my ideas recently, but this is the right move.
Okay. You know I got your back.
I learned a long time ago that you hit Colm O'Driscoll. Wait for him, and people you love will die.
This feud between you and him needs to be put to rest, one way or another.
It will be.
Some things I can forgive, others I can forget. What he did to Annabelle, I can't do neither.
You killed his brother, Dutch.
Yes, I did. And I hope the bastards will be reunited soon enough. That's how this'll end.
Damn right, boss.
See that smoke? Let's cut up here and take a look. They said it was near the lake, so we must be close.
Whoa there.
Whoa! Hold up here. All right, gentlemen. This is it. Are we goddamn ready?
Ready, Dutch.
Good. Now, Mr. Morgan and I, we're gonna head up here a little, see if we can't get a sense of the layout of the camp. Mr. Williamson, Mr. Bell, you two take up a hidden position just outside the camp. Mr. Summers, Mr. Escuela, you two hold position here. Let's go.
There they are. That's definitely them.
Home?
I think so.
Yeah, that's him.
Who's he talking to? He don't seem very happy.
No.
They leaving?
Seem to be. Should we go get them?
No. Colm can wait. Best to get some of them out of there. And much less fun to rob him and his score if he never finds out about it. Come on, let's get down there. Don't forget to grab that rifle from your horse. You boys be ready to pick them off from up there.
Sure thing.
Okay, so we have some new weapons in our weapon wheel. We have a lasso, which is pretty cool, pretty typical cowboy. We have our revolver, obviously. We have sawed-off shotgun. And now a carbine. So I can take the carbine repeater and the revolver with me.
Quick, grab that repeater and let's get moving. Good. Come on, let's go.
So we can inspect weapons, which is what I chose to do with my carbine here, to make sure that they are in good working order. In this case, everything looks relatively good. The weapon is clean. Don't have to worry too much about it. It should be in fine working condition. So I've got the revolver, I got my carbine, we're on the move.
Seems easiest to take the same path down as Bill and Micah. Like you said, revenge is a luxury we can't afford.
Yeah, just wasn't sure you agreed with me.
Arthur, have you completely lost faith in me? Our needs right now are supplies, equipment, and a way out of here. Everything else, including Colm, can wait.
Okay.
There's enough of those bastards down there to deal with as it is. Now come on. It's steep here. Careful.
Maybe I should take the lead on this. They're going to be gunning for you.
They ain't got me yet.
No, but the way our luck's been running...
Hush. Let's just get down there first. Follow me. Let's head for that building in front.
Hey, anybody seen Liam? I think he went hunting with the others. Son of a bitch is meant to be on guard duty.
Stay low. Come on, follow me. Okay, let's get in cover.
Ready for this job to be done.
So, what are we doing, Dutch? I can take this if you want.
Just make the call. You want to take the lead? Go.
So we got everything we need. Yep.
We have to move on this right now.
Okay, fine. You make the move.
How soon?
So I chose to send the gang in, let Dutch make the first move.
Search the bodies! Strip everything we can from them!
You recognize any of them, Dutch?
Of course not. Holmes doesn't give a damn about these men. All he cares about is numbers. If you can shoot a gun and ride a horse and kill without thought, you're in. Think how long some of you have been with me. I imagine Holmes doesn't even know half the names of these fools. Keep looking! We need everything we can get off of these bastards! Keep searching the bodies, Arthur.
So I'm mostly just finding some revolver cartridges, some money, that kind of a thing in terms of loot from the bodies.
We don't have time to mess around. Arthur, get over here.
Okay, so that's pretty cool. I have some equipable clothing items like winter gloves and a bandana that I can put on and off. I just put my bandana on there. I assume that will help with things like warmth, which in turn it will help my health. So there's a lot of little things that you kind of have to pay attention to, a lot of minute details, but they all play a part of the bigger picture of your character and your health, that kind of a thing. I had to make a couple of important decisions there. I had to decide who was going to take the lead there, whether it be Dutch or myself in opening fire on the group. I chose Dutch, and then I had to choose whether or not we're going to attack into the forest where they were coming from in terms of pushing forward, or defend my position and defend this little group of buildings here, this little base. I chose to advance, keep pushing forward, and that's what we did. So I like that there's a lot of decision making to be made, and I assume that some of the decisions will impact how things kind of play out. We have lots more in the weapons wheel, especially in terms of items, or I guess the item one would be the item wheel. We have Deadeye tonics. I completely forgot about Deadeye. That was obviously a key functionality, a key feature in Red Dead Redemption, where sort of time slowed down when you resumed in and you could really pick guys off. I was able to use it there. There's a tonic that will help restore your Deadeye ability. You have stamina tonics, health tonics, provisions, etc. And then there's the clothing, two things. Bandana hides your identity while committing crimes. Interesting. And then you have winter gloves, just for warmth and more of an aesthetic kind of thing. But again, little small detail things that make it really cool.
Good work, boys. Now, let's tear this place apart. Bill, you go search that wagon there. Mike, search that building. Arthur, you take that building to the left. All right, man, quick.
Find those detonators, explosives, anything you can. Let's go.
Ooh, a cigar. Interesting. I wonder how that will play into things. Another cigar. We have a bottle of Kentucky bourbon. Can't go wrong there.
Here. This looks good. What do you think, Bill?
Looks fine. Smells good.
Come on.
Did we get everything?
Think so, boss? Found this on one of them.
Thank you.
This is perfect.
Oh, yeah? Interesting. This is something about the train they was gonna rob. A Mr. Leviticus Cornwall. Mount back up. Let's keep moving. All right, let's get out of here. Proud of you boys. All of you. Not a man down.
Good work, fellers.
Not bad for some starving down and outs. They can pummel us hard as they like. But we will always get back up and fight. That's who we are. Outlaws for life, fellas. Wait until we have John, Matt, Charles, and Sean back riding with us, and I know, they will all be back.
Well, you didn't get Combe, but this hit'll hurt him a lot more than any bullet in the head.
Especially when we rob this train, too.
Yeah, I guess we'll see about that.
Oh, indeed we will.
You know, he'll come after us.
Oh, of course he will, just like all the rest. But we're gonna stay a step ahead of them. Make sure we always know where they are before they know where we are. We allowed ourselves to get a step behind in Blackwater. That won't happen again.
More mentions of events that happened in Blackwater.
Dig in, fellas. Let's make some ground.
And talking again about that failed attempt on the boat, and now we're gonna try and hit a train. We're hoping to get John and Sean and some of our other cast of characters back to full health to help us out.
Wasn't he at the camp with Combe?
Leave him to me.
All right, we're heading back. Just bring him back alive. He could be useful.
Okay, you got it.
Yeah.
We got an O'Driscoll on the run. A little tutorial, they want us to use the lasso. I had a feeling that was going to be the case here.
Yeah.
What the hell did I do?
Where are you going?
Ah, shit! No! I don't know.
You're coming with me.
I'm no use to you, really. You got me mixed up with someone else.
This is very kind of you.
Please,
So we can obviously capture people.
just
We
let
can
me
hog
go,
tie
come
them
on.
and stow them away on our horse and bring them where we want.
What's your name, boy?
I don't know.
You don't know your name?
It's Kieran.
Kieran what?
Duffy. Kieran Duffy.
Well, I ain't gonna lie to you. This is a real bad day for you, Kieran Duffy.
Where are you taking me?
Somewhere you ain't gonna like.
Why? What are you gonna do to me?
Something you ain't gonna like. So I'd advise you to save your breath for screaming.
No, please!
Again, a lot of these mechanics are very similar to the first Red Dead Redemption, only updated and more in-depth. Again, we have the GPS, which will tell us exactly where to go. It's a little bit harder, I always found, in Red Dead compared to
Shut your
GTA.
mouth, you little shitter. I will shut it for you.
It's very easy to miss paths and stuff like that. You really have to pay attention. There's not roadways and signs.
Oh, God, please, no! I don't know nothing real about them, honest. They don't tell me nothing, I swear!
Are you trying to test me? Is that it? Because I will break every bone in your body.
I'm sorry, okay?
Not one more goddamn word. Am I clear?
Okay.
That's two
So when we
bones right
attacked the O'Driscolls, one of them obviously got away. We were able to capture him successfully, and now we are bringing him back to camp. Let's see what's up. Leave it to me to have a dead controller. Good lord. And I was like, oh, cutscene. Sweet. Okay, you've unlocked rearing with this horse. Hold R1 and tap square when stationary to perform this move. So I don't know if I can do it with him kept hogtied on the back, but that's interesting. Obviously, I've spent some time riding with this horse now, so our bond has grown, and in turn, it's upgraded now, more or less. So now we gotta keep it tied up.
Here we are, you sack of shit. Let's introduce you to the boys.
Don't hurt me, please.
Oh, don't worry. They're real nice.
Carry the O'Driscoll to the cabin.
You found the little shit, did you?
Yep. I got him.
Very good. Welcome to your new home. Hope you're real happy here.
You want me to make him talk?
Oh, no. Now all we'll get is lies. Uncle, Mr. Williamson, tie this maggot up someplace safe. We get him hungry first. I got a saying, my friend. We shoot fellas as need shooting, save fellas as need saving, and feed them as need feeding. We are gonna find out what you need. I can't believe it! An O'Driscoll in my camp!
I ain't an O'Driscoll, mister! I hate that fella!
Oh, whatever you say, son. Well done, Arthur.
I'm just sorry we missed out on Colm.
Oh, there's time enough for that. Now, I gotta figure out if we can hit that train.
Okay.
So we've completed another mission. This one obviously was the old friends mission. We can hold options for details. Okay, that also brings up the map without having to go to the start menu as well. Cool, good to know. So another mission down. Like I said, I assume it autosaves, and it seems like every time a mission ends, you start back out in your camp, which is pretty cool. Just gonna go through some of the settings quick here. Holy crap, that is a lot of settings. Good lord. Okay, you can still save the game manually at any point by accessing the story section of the pause menu. I do have autosave turned on though. It'll save your progress automatically after key points. Cool, that's what I want. I'm also, being Canadian, I'm going to change the temperature to Celsius. I understand it a little bit better. We'll keep the weight at pounds. We'll keep the 12-hour clock. And we're going to turn the Red Dead Online invites and story mode off. I have no interest in accessing the online portion of this for now. I'm okay with how all the controls and everything else has played out so far. I have no complaints, so that is good. We are going to save our game there. And we are going to pick things up next time.